Welcome to the C-Suite, where we are helping women to create choices in their careers. Today, on today's segment, this is not planned, but it is International Women's Day. And we have a lineup today of very inspiring women who are helping to support, advocate for, and share the voices of other women. First up is Wanda Deschamps. She is the principal and founder of Liberty Co. And she really is all about advocating for women. And she's here on the episode today talking about this collective community known as Women for Women. Welcome, Wanda, back to the show.
Oh, thanks so much.
So this is one of the things I really noticed about you when I first started following you on LinkedIn was the hashtag Women for Women. Can you share more about what that is?
Certainly. Well, as you've mentioned, it is a collective that's focused on women. It's centered on women focus, women support, women positivity. And a way to be active with it is to use the hashtag on social, Women for Women. And so that's what we do. And we encourage as many people as possible to use the hashtag, to rally around it, and in line with it, support and celebrate other women.
Mhm. And so why was the Women for Women collective started?
Because I noticed at various points throughout my life, and especially throughout my career, that women were not necessarily as supportive of each other as I thought that they might be. And there's a number of things that could be said about this. For example, holding women to higher standards than perhaps they would hold men, hold women under greater scrutiny than perhaps they would hold men. But I didn't want to be negative. I wanted to be positive. And so I started writing Women for Women on the bottom of note cards and emails. And I started using it, Women for Women, but it was not a hashtag. And then a woman reached out to me, a local woman, Nadia Banton, and she asked to get together. She wanted to talk about my online presence and issues that I was involved with. And she really encouraged me to hashtag it. And then she encouraged me again. And then finally I said, okay, Nadia, I'm going to do it. And so that is a summary. There's so much more I could say, but that's a summary of how the collective got started and then why we started using the hashtag Women for Women.
Mhm. So really this whole movement of Women for Women, it's a very grassroots and local Waterloo region movement, right?
It is very grassroots in the sense that it's not formal. We don't have a membership or any kind of formal structure. It is centered in Waterloo in the sense that I'm in Waterloo and Nadia's in Waterloo. However, when we launched it, we made sure that women from other regions were involved. A woman from BC and a woman from Northern Ontario. And so, yes, Nadia and I, are really behind it. And we certainly encourage as many women in the Waterloo region as possible to use the hashtag and consider supporting other women. But I'm really pleased to say that women from across Canada and beyond are using the hashtag. They've heard about it directly, indirectly, and that obviously really helps boost the numbers in the profile.
Mhm. So you're just saying how really this is almost an international hashtag that's being used. Can you share any like really positive stories that you've heard when people kind of email you or connect to you through DMs and say, "Hey, I'm using this hashtag and this is what it means to me."
Yeah. So, for instance, Emily O'Brien, who owns Comeback Snacks, which she started actually at Grand Valley Institution in Kitchener, met Alicia Woods, founder of Cover Gals, through Women for Women.
Yes.
So they connected about a year ago, and they talked about some interests and perhaps some goals that they have in common. And they took a photo of themselves. They met up in person in Northern Ontario, and they took a photo of themselves and they sent it out and used the hashtag Women for Women and celebrated how they had met through Women for Women. Other women have connected and again talked about, shared goals, shared interests, and then they've used the hashtag. It's really fantastic. It is very informal, and I want to highlight that again. Again, there's no membership dues, things like that. It's interesting. People will say, "Can I use the hashtag?" And of course, that's why it's there. It's about really taking off, and being purposeful, when you support other women, when you interact with other women and think about how you can celebrate them, it's about, being purposeful around that in the sense, can you put content on social? And if you can't, of course, that's fine. Not everything has to be on social, but it's building that awareness about how important women supporting other women is.
Mhm. And I like the fact that even if you can't do much on social media, it could be something like you said, just you could write it in a card or do something small, but it's this small way that women can really show encouragement and support for others that at the end of the day, it's something small, but it's huge because it's part of this collective community and this growing support system for women.
It really is because when people ask me, like you, I say to them, I always say, I've noticed that women haven't always been as supportive of each other as they could be. And not one person has disagreed.
Mhm.
No one has said, oh, I never noticed that. Women have always unilaterally been as supportive of each other as they could be. It's just that people haven't necessarily felt comfortable raising it because, again, often to bring about change, you want to focus on the positive. But when people ask, I do share that and they do agree. And not just women, men have commented that they've noticed that women have not been as supportive of each other. And back to my original points, these things around women holding each other to higher standards or placing each other under more scrutiny than they would men. So it's about understanding, the roots of it and how we can bring about positive change.
Mhm. Well, I really like how the fact that this is a very simple way for women to get started in supporting each other and just moving forward from there. So thank you so much, Wanda, for being here on the show and explaining about this hashtag Women for Women. And it's the number 4, not the word for.
That's right. And happy International Women's Day to you, Danielle.
Happy International Women's Day to you as well, Wanda. Thank you so much.
Thank you.